Alone, but not forgotten. Staying safe when no one's there to help. What if one day you needed help, but no one was there to answer your call? Hey, it's a tough question, right? But it's the harsh reality that millions of older adults face every single day. While living alone can give you that wonderful sense of independence, let's be honest, it comes with some pretty scary risks that most people don't think about until it's way too late. Right now, over 27% of seniors live by themselves, and many of them are dealing with constant safety worries, unexpected emergencies, and that awful feeling of being completely alone when trouble hits. So here's the big question. How do you stay safe and secure when there's nobody around to help? If you or someone you love is aging alone, these 5 simple yet powerful steps can literally be life-changing. The next few minutes could completely transform how you think about living independently. So stick with me, okay? Meet Richard, a 73-year-old retired electrician. He's been on his own since his wife passed away 3 years ago. He loves his independence, cooking his own meals, working in his garden, fixing stuff around the house. But lately, some pretty scary thoughts keep him up at night. What if he falls and can't reach the phone? What if someone tries to scam him? What if something happens and nobody notices for days? Look, Richard's story probably sounds familiar because it's happening everywhere. But the good news? He found 5 simple steps that changed everything. Steps that every senior living alone should seriously consider right now. Before we dive in, could you do me a quick favor? Hit that like button. It really helps more people find this important information. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more tips on living your best life after 60. Alright, let's get real about the challenges. Living alone gives you freedom, but it comes with some pretty serious risks that many people never think about until they're in trouble. For seniors, just one unexpected event can change everything in a heartbeat. Let's talk about the biggest dangers and how to avoid them. Number 1. Health emergencies when every second counts. Picture this. Richard wakes up feeling super dizzy. He thinks it's nothing, but hours later, his speech starts slurring and he can't even reach his phone. This is exactly how strokes happen. Quick, silent, and potentially deadly if help doesn't come fast. Falls are another huge problem. 1 in 4 seniors falls each year, and when you're alone, even a small accident can become life-threatening. A broken hip, a head injury. Without help coming quickly, recovery gets so much harder. And don't forget about sudden illnesses, heart attacks, infections, or low blood sugar episodes. Without someone around to notice the warning signs, small health issues can spiral into serious emergencies. Hey, quick question for you guys. Would you know what to do if you faced a health crisis while alone? Drop a yes or a no in the comments. Your answer might help others realize if they're prepared or not. Number 2. Security issues that target seniors. Richard got a call once from someone claiming to be his bank. They were warning him about suspicious activity and asked for his personal info. Luckily, he spotted the scam and hung up. But many seniors aren't so fortunate. They fall for these tricks and lose thousands of dollars. Scammers love targeting older adults with fake IRS calls, messages from relatives in trouble, and emails designed to steal your information. And here's the thing. Home security is just as important. Criminals often see seniors as easy targets, especially those living alone. A weak lock, a dark house at night, or an open window. That's practically an invitation for trouble. Number 3. The silent health killer nobody talks about. There's another huge threat that doesn't get enough attention: loneliness. Richard used to share dinner with his wife every night, talking about their day. Now his house is quiet. Sometimes he goes days without really talking to anyone. At first, he thought he was just adjusting, but then he started feeling tired all the time, unmotivated, and even forgetful. This isn't just feeling sad. It's a serious health risk. Studies show that chronic loneliness increases your chances of heart disease, depression, and even dementia. Your brain needs social connection just like your body needs exercise. Why you need to take action right now? Too many seniors wait until something bad happens before making changes. But by then, it's often too late. One fall, one scam, one undetected health problem can change everything forever. But here's the good news. There are simple, practical steps you can take to protect yourself while staying independent. Richard made these changes, and trust me, you can too. Up next, I'll walk you through 5 essential ways to stay safe while living alone. Number 1. Set up a daily check-in system, a simple routine that could save your life. One of the scariest things about living alone is having a medical emergency with no one around to help. A stroke, a fall, or even a minor accident can become dangerous if hours or days pass before someone notices something's wrong. That's why having a daily check-in system is so important. Richard values his independence, but after hearing stories about seniors who weren't found for days after a fall, he knew he needed a safety net. So he made one simple change that made all the difference. Every morning, he sends a quick text to his neighbor Emma. Nothing fancy, just a simple morning, or all good here. If Emma doesn't hear from him by a certain time, she knows to check on him. This tiny habit gives Richard peace of mind, knowing that if something happens, help won't be far away. And it's not just about health emergencies. A check-in system can also help prevent scams and security threats. If Richard gets a suspicious call or someone knocks on his door claiming to be from a utility company, he runs it by Emma first. Having a second opinion can stop mistakes before they happen. A daily check-in doesn't have to be complicated. Here are some easy ways to make it work. Find a check-in buddy. This could be a neighbor, friend, or family member who will notice if they don't hear from you. Use technology. If texting isn't your thing, try an automatic check-in app that sends alerts if you don't respond, or smart home devices that can detect movement. Stick to a schedule, whether it's a morning call, a text before bed, or just away from your porch. Having a routine means someone is always aware of how you're doing. The beauty of a check-in system is that it doesn't change your lifestyle much. It just adds a layer of security. You don't have to give up your independence or move in with family to stay safe. Hey, I'm curious. Do you have a check-in plan already? Drop a comment below and tell me how you stay connected while living independently. Your ideas might help someone else who's watching. Coming up next, a home safety upgrade that can prevent the most common household dangers. Stay with me, this could be game-changing. Number 2, be ready for emergencies. A plan could save your life. Nobody expects an emergency, but when you live alone, being unprepared can turn a small problem into something life-threatening. Think about this. Richard is making his morning coffee when suddenly he feels lightheaded. Before he can reach his phone, he collapses. Without a plan, how long would it take for someone to notice? Emergencies happen fast. A stroke, heart attack, or fall can make it impossible to call for help. That's why having an emergency plan isn't just a good idea, it's a lifesaver. First, keep emergency contacts where you can easily find them. Keep a written list of important numbers, your doctor, family members, and trusted neighbors, near your phone for emergencies. Label your contacts with ICE in case of emergency, so first responders can find them quickly. Put a big emergency info sheet on your fridge with your medications, allergies, and health conditions. If paramedics come to your home, they'll know exactly what they need to know. Pro tip, if you have a smartphone, set up emergency contacts in your settings. Many phones let people make emergency calls even when your phone is locked. Second, get a medical alert device. Help at the press of a button. Phones are great, but what if you can't reach yours when you need it most? That's why Richard wears a simple emergency pendant. One press of the button and help is on the way. No fumbling for a phone, no dialing numbers. Why these devices are absolute game changers. They work even if you fall and can't get up. Many detect falls automatically. They give you peace of mind knowing help is just a button press away. They're small and discreet. Richard's looks just like a regular necklace. They come in different styles, wristbands, pendants, or clips for your clothes. If you're worried about cost, check with local senior organizations. Many areas have free or low-cost medical alert programs. Third, have an escape plan ready. Emergencies aren't just medical. They can be fires, gas leaks, or even break-ins. Richard has a simple plan for every room in his house. If there's a kitchen fire, he knows his best way out. If someone suspicious knocks, he doesn't open the door. He calls a trusted neighbor first. Some quick safety tips. Keep a flashlight by your bed in case the power goes out. Have a spare key in a lockbox so emergency responders can get in if needed. Know your exits. Could you safely get out of your house in under a minute? Being prepared isn't about living in fear. It's about staying independent as long as possible. Do you have an emergency plan? Share your best tip in the comments. Your idea might help someone else. But what about dangers that aren't medical emergencies? The next tip could prevent trouble before it even starts. Number 3, strengthen your home security. Don't be an easy target. Living alone can be peaceful, but it also makes you a target. Scammers and burglars often see older adults as easy victims, but you don't have to be one. Richard has lived alone for years, and he's smart about security. He doesn't take risks, and neither should you. Here's how to protect yourself and your home. First, secure your home and make burglars think twice. Did you know that most burglars won't even try if they think a house is occupied or well secured? A few simple upgrades can make a huge difference. Upgrade your locks. Richard replaced his old locks with strong deadbolts that make forced entry much harder. Install motion sensor lights. Thieves hate being visible, so Richard put motion lights around his front door and driveway. Use a video doorbell. Richard installed one, so he can see who's at his door without opening it. Quick tip. Even if you don't have a real security system, a fake security sign can still scare off criminals. Second, watch out for scams, the new danger for seniors. Burglars aren't the only threat. Scammers are everywhere, and they target older adults every day. Richard almost fell for one. His phone rang one afternoon, and the caller claimed to be from his bank, warning that his account had been compromised. They needed his account details right away to protect his money. It sounded urgent and real. But Richard followed one simple rule that saved him. He never gives personal or financial information over the phone. Instead, he hung up and called his bank directly. And guess what? There was no problem with his account. Scammers create panic to pressure seniors into giving away money or information. They might pretend to be the IRS claiming you owe money, a relative saying they need emergency cash, a bank or utility company demanding payment. How to protect yourself. Never trust unexpected calls or emails asking for personal information. Verify by calling the company or person directly using a number you know is real. Remember, if an offer sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Third, have a trusted person to check with. Sometimes scams happen when we least expect them. That's why Richard has a trusted person plan. If he gets a suspicious call, he runs it by his nephew first. If a contractor or repair person comes to his house, he checks their credentials with a neighbor. If he gets an email asking for money, he ignores it until he confirms it's real. Having someone to double-check things can prevent mistakes that cost money and peace of mind. Are you scam-proof? Think about the last time you got an unexpected call or message. Did it sound fishy? Have you or someone you know ever been targeted by a scam? Share your experience in the comments. It might help others spot the warning signs. While security is important, there's another major risk many seniors overlook. The next tip could be the most crucial for staying safe and independent. Number 4, prevent falls. Small changes, big safety gains. Falls are the number one reason older adults end up in the emergency room. In fact, millions of seniors suffer serious injuries from falling at home every year. But here's the good news. Most falls can be prevented with a few simple changes. Richard knows this all too well. A year ago, he tripped over a loose rug in his living room. One moment he was fine, the next he was on the floor struggling to get up. Luckily, he wasn't badly hurt, but that scare made him rethink how he could fall-proof his home and his body. Here's what he did, and what you can do too. First, make simple home changes. Your home should be a safe place, not a hazard zone. A few minor adjustments can reduce your risk of falling dramatically. Install grab bars. Richard added sturdy grab bars in his bathroom, next to the toilet, and inside the shower. Slippery floors are one of the biggest dangers, so these bars help him stay steady. Improve lighting. Poor lighting can turn a small step into a big risk. Richard replaced dim bulbs with brighter LED lights, especially in hallways and on stairs. Keep floors clutter-free. He made sure his rugs are secured, cords are tucked away, and there's nothing in his walking path. Quick fix. If you use throw rugs, make sure they have non-slip backing or get rid of them completely. They're one of the biggest trip hazards. Second, stay active. Strong legs mean fewer falls. Here's something most people don't think about. Weak legs lead to falls. As we age, our muscles naturally lose strength, but the good news is we can do something about it. Richard decided to take control. Every morning, he does 5 minutes of light stretching and balance exercises. Chair stands, sitting in a chair and standing up without using his hands to strengthen his legs. Heel-to-toe walking, walking in a straight line with one foot directly in front of the other to improve balance. Ankle rolls, moving his ankles in circles to keep them flexible and prevent stumbles. It's not about doing intense workouts. It's about staying mobile. A few simple exercises each day can keep your legs strong and help prevent dangerous falls. Richard's rule: if you don't use it, you lose it. Third, have a fall recovery plan. Even with the best precautions, accidents happen. The key is knowing what to do if you do fall. Keep a phone nearby. Richard always has his phone in his pocket or within reach, so he can call for help if needed. Use a medical alert device. Some falls make it impossible to reach a phone. A simple wearable emergency button can be a lifesaver. Practice how to get up safely. If he falls, Richard knows to stay calm, roll onto his side, and slowly get into a seated position before trying to stand up. Pro tip: if you or someone you love is at high risk for falls, consider a fall detection device. It automatically calls for help if it senses a sudden impact. Your turn. Falls are a major concern for seniors, but there are so many ways to stay safe. Do you have any fall-proofing tips? Have you made changes to your home or daily routine to prevent falls? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And here's something most people forget. Even with all these precautions, there's still one more critical step for living alone safely. Stay tuned for the final tip. It could be the most important one yet. Number 5. Stay socially connected. Isolation can be dangerous. Living alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. But for too many seniors, that's exactly what happens. Studies show that loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, and even early death. Richard never thought much about this. After his wife passed, he got used to quiet evenings and eating meals by himself. He told himself, "I enjoy my own company. What's the harm?" But over time, something changed. His energy dropped, he wasn't sleeping well, and the days felt longer and emptier. Then one day, everything shifted, all because of one small decision. The hidden dangers of isolation. Social isolation doesn't just affect your emotions. It takes a toll on your physical health too. Brain health. Lack of social interaction increases the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. Heart health. Lonely seniors are at higher risk for heart disease and high blood pressure. Mental health. Isolation can make even the strongest person feel lost and depressed. But here's the good news. Connection is the cure. Richard realized this after a simple conversation at the hardware store. He ran into an old friend who invited him to a local woodworking club. At first, Richard hesitated. He hadn't joined a group in years. But something inside told him to give it a try. That decision changed everything. Easy ways to stay socially connected. No matter where you live or how long it's been since you've made new friends, there are always ways to reconnect. Here are a few that worked for Richard and might work for you too. Join a local group. Look for hobby clubs, book groups, or senior fitness classes at a nearby community center. Stay in touch with family and friends. Even a quick phone call or video chat can brighten the day. Get involved in a church or volunteer program. Many seniors find a strong support system in faith-based communities or by giving back. Try online social groups. Virtual meetups help connect seniors with shared interests, from gardening to history discussions. Richard quickly realized that staying social doesn't mean being surrounded by people 24/7. It simply means having someone to talk to, laugh with, and rely on when needed. Make the first move, it's worth it. At first, Richard worried he'd feel out of place. But the moment he stepped into that woodworking club, something clicked. The laughter, the stories, the sense of belonging. He didn't even realize how much he had missed it. Now he has a support system he never expected. If he ever needs a hand, he knows help is just a phone call away. And the best part? His days feel fuller, his mind is sharper, and he looks forward to each morning. Do you have a favorite way to stay connected? Have you found a hobby or group that made a difference? Share your experiences in the comments. Because here's the truth. Living alone doesn't have to mean being alone. Taking just one step toward connection could change everything. Richard made simple adjustments: a check-in system, emergency plan, home security upgrades, fall-proofing, and staying socially connected. And because of these choices, he no longer worries about what if. He knows he's prepared. Now it's your turn. Which of these tips will you start using today? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, please share it with someone who might need this information. Your simple share could make a huge difference in someone's life. Thanks for watching. And remember, living alone doesn't mean facing life's challenges alone. With the right preparation, you can stay safe, independent, and connected for years to come.